So good evening. Tonight I am talking about a hotel incentive strategy, and this is a conversation that we've been wanting to have for a while with the city council and bringing it forward. It's part of our 2022 work plan. Tonight's staff recommendation is to approve the hotel strategy and incentive policy to support new hotel development and rehabilitation of existing hotels. This is a conversation that started long ago within the economic development element. Within the 2035 general plan, there are specific action items that the economic development team called out to support tourism and the lodging industry. In addition, in the 2017 Morgan Hill Economic Blueprint, there are 3 specific action items that call out supporting tourism and lodging. And that led us to today, putting together a hotel incentive policy and a strategy to support existing hotels and to help recruit new hotels into the city of Morgan Hill. And I believe we talked about this when we gave our economic development update in October to the city council as part of our talking about our upcoming work plan for 2022. So within the general plan, there are 3 economic development policy directives that talk about supporting overnight accommodations, supporting tourism and support services, and then talk about bed and breakfast establishments. Tonight, we won't spend much time talking about bed and breakfast. We're really focused on overnight accommodations and supporting tourism services. Sorry, I got a jumpy mouse. Within our economic development blueprint, there are 3 specific action items that call out our tourism strategy to support lodging. One is to make sure that the general planning and zoning code address bed and breakfast, Airbnb, and hotel development, and that's action item number 25. Action item number 26 is develop plan to help upgrade or transition aging hotel facilities. And in part, we're doing that tonight. And then last piece was to identify pre-zoned lodging sites, action number 27. And the economic development team has done that as well. And all of these are done in an effort to support our tourism strategy and increase our diversity of our lodging inventory. And I will say that a pillar behind supporting the tourism strategy is the maintaining and the addition of both high quality hotel rooms and a number of quality hotel rooms. So the goals of this policy are, one, that the city actually supports hotel investment to support sports, recreation, and wine tourism and support business development. 2, the city supports the development of unique and specialty lodging facilities, such as full service hotels, those that might have conference and restaurant facilities, boutique hotels, bed and breakfast, Airbnb, VRBOs, and other short-term lodging rental platforms to increase lodging diversity and to promote the area as a tourism destination. And 3, the city supports reinvestment into existing hotel properties that support the improvements required to upgrade the quality of the hotel rooms and enhance hotel brand inventory. So it's really a rather simple policy. There's 3 policy goals that we're trying to achieve. So let me talk about TOT, transit occupancy tax. The city collects 11% TOT, or a transit occupancy tax, on every dollar collected at a hotel when someone stays overnight at a hotel. In 2018 and 19, the TOT collection was 2.9 million. Obviously, because of COVID, we saw a significant drop in the impacts to the hospitality industry, and the TOT collection fell off dramatically in 2020, 2021 to 1.3 million. And if you see the graph to your left, this is the 2023 recommended budget, where you can see that hotel tax, the TOT, is 5% of our general fund. So it's a significant portion of our general fund. And this number has been as high as 7, almost 8% in the past. And that's the direction we want to see this go as we get into recovery mode. And what we've heard from Visit California and from others who are talking about the recovery of the hospitality industry, that the hospitality industry is obviously taking a while to recover, but it should be back to pre-COVID numbers by 2024. So much of our focus is around how does the economic development team support transit occupancy tax now and then moving into the future to make sure that we have the available hotel inventory to grow this number in the future. It's important to note that transit occupancy tax, because it's a key component of the general fund. A simple way to talk about it is if you build one hotel, a 90 room, upper mid-scale or mid-scale hotel essentially creates enough TOT to support 1.5 police officers. A car dealership of medium size will support 2.5 police officers, and a Costco is a 4.5 police officers. But it's interesting when you evaluate the hotel and the car dealerships side by side and you evaluate them on a per acre basis, hotels actually generate more revenue per acre than an auto dealership. So it's a great place for us to focus our attention to generate additional revenue for the city. So here's a brief overview of our existing hotel inventory. There are more than 17 hotels in the city of Morgan Hill, but we only list 14 here because one is a RV park and one of them is, or two of them, we don't collect any TOT. And the other 14 here are the ones that we really categorize as functioning hotels of different levels within the city of Morgan Hill. The ones that are highlighted are our top 6 performing hotels in the city of Morgan Hill. And you'll see, they're spread throughout the city, both on Monterey Avenue and along the 101 corridor. So a little bit more about our existing hotel inventory. Of those 6 hotels that I mentioned, they're in the upper or mid-scale hotels, and they generate 76% of our total TOT revenue. So it's 6 of the 14 hotels generate really 3/4 of our TOT revenue. 8 hotels are lower scale or independent hotels, and one of the hotels is in bankruptcy. But the most recent hotel was built in 2016. That was La Quinta Inn and Suites. And the existing hotels need to reinvest to keep or upgrade their brand. And a downgrade of hotel causes issues, typically management, safety for potential users of the hotel, and then calls for service. And those are issues that we typically see at the lower scale and independent hotels as they're sliding down in degradation of service. The city is not receiving TOT from several hotels. And then some hotels actually function more like very low income housing, where the residents are staying for more than 30 days. And when someone checks into a hotel and they stay for more than 30 days, the city does not collect TOT from those those hoteliers or residents beyond 30 days. So a little bit about hotel development. Since 2014, there's been over 5,100 hotel rooms added in the Santa Clara market. Now this orange graph here displays the national supply increase of hotels, but within Santa Clara County, since 2010, 5,100 rooms have been added. And since 2010, within Morgan Hill, we've added 1 hotel and 104 rooms. And that circle kind of indicates, or that oval kind of indicates the 2 spikes in 2009 and in 2014, where hotel development was occurring nationwide, but Morgan Hill missed an opportunity for new hotel development, and it went either north or south of us. And you can see the gray bar here in the middle, which is the most recent hotel built in 2016. And you can see the previous hotels that they were built in 2002, 2001, 1999, 98, and before. So we have aging hotels and a lack of new inventory being created in the city of Morgan Hill. So a little bit more about our market in the South Bay hotel market. In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, both San Jose and Gilroy built new hotels. The same in 2021 with San Jose. It did slow down, but as the market is recovering and as development is starting to happen again, you can see in 2022 where hotels are being built in Sunnyvale, Milpitas, and 3 new hotels in San Jose. Why is that important? Because we compete directly with San Jose and with the market south of us in Gilroy, where they're building new hotels, and we're being skipped over. And quite candidly, we're being skipped over because Morgan Hill is viewed to some degree as being unfriendly to new hotel development. And you can see in this graph that in Gilroy, there are 3 pending hotel projects being planned to be built in Gilroy in the coming year, and 1 project in Hollister. So we're being leapfrogged from San Jose to Gilroy, which is interesting. So the reason we're bringing this policy forward now is we need to get in the game, we need to be prepared, and we need to create incentives that make sure that the hotel development community knows that Morgan Hill is open for business. Here are some examples of cities that offer TOT rebates. We did some research on other cities in California. Not all of these are similar to Morgan Hill. We understand that. That wasn't the goal of the exercise. The goal of the exercise was to understand what cities offer incentives for new and for existing hotels, what requirements do they put on them, and what things would we want to consider for our type of incentive program in Morgan Hill. So we spent some significant time understanding what each city was doing. Some things we took from these incentive plans and others we didn't, but ours is a little bit different because we've based our TOT incentive plan off of an existing program that we have, and I'll get into that in a minute. So one of the goals within the economic development blueprint was action item number 27, to identify pre-zoned lodging sites. We've done that. The economic development team did this some time ago with the planning department, and you'll see these sites, eligible sites, although it looks like they're off here to the west, they're not. They're actually right here at the corner of 101 and Tenet. So you have one site at the southeast corner of Tenet and Butterfield. That's site A. Site B is the southwest corner of Tenet and 101. And then you have site C, which is the northwest corner of Tenet and 101 at Juan Hernandez. And then you have the last site up here at D at Cochrane, southeast corner of Cochrane and 101. Each of these are all zoned freeway commercial and would be eligible sites to allow a hotel use by right. So as I said, this hotel incentive program is based very much on the same program that we have in place for auto dealers that has been very successful in supporting new auto dealerships in the city of Morgan Hill. The city always gets a baseline revenue. We're not simply just giving up revenue. We always get a baseline revenue. So our first goal was to protect the city's fiscal sustainability and make sure that we generate what the city deserves, and we're not giving money, just simply giving money away. The maximum rebate is 50% of the cost of improvements of offsites for a new hotel and for a property improvement plan for existing hotels. So we did cap the rebate at a maximum of the 50% cost of offsites for new and for the renovation side for existing hotels. The payout rate is equal to 50% of the TOT revenue above the baseline for 10 years, or whatever happens first. So we establish that maximum rebate, and then we establish the baseline, and then we reward the hotel for overperforming. The city always gets what's expected. So you could think of that baseline as being what the city would expect to receive. And then we give back or rebate 50% to the hotel based on their overperformance above that baseline. Existing hotels require a chain upgrade in order to get a maximum rebate. And then independent hotels, their maximum rebate, if they don't get a chain upgrade, are eligible for $100,000. And then last, all agreements that are over $100,000 need to be approved by the city council. So let me just give you a quick overview of how a new hotel incentive might work. So a new upper mid-scale hotel comes into Morgan Hill. Their cost of off-sites improvement, and I should say that all of the sites that we showed you are all greenfield developments. They all are going to require significant off-site improvements. And our engineering department did a quick summary of what those costs are, and they're anywhere, depending on the site, from $350,000 to $1.5 million of potential off-sites. Those are very rough estimates. So you could make the basic assumption that the off-site improvements would be $1 million. At the same time, we established the baseline. I'm sorry, I don't know why my mouse was jumping. That's really difficult. I'm really apologizing for that. We establish a baseline for the hotel, and we look at the hotel and say, okay, it's upper mid-scale. In 2019, in upper mid-scale, the average TOT revenue for that type of hotel in Morgan Hill was $400,000. And we say that's the level they must achieve. Now, they build the hotel, they pay for the cost of the off-site improvements, they spend the $1 million. The maximum level that they're eligible to get back, the max rebate, is the cost of those hotel offsites times 50%. So they're eligible for $500,000 as a max rebate. They open up, and in year one, they generate $500,000 of TOT revenue. So they overachieved. They were successful. They were $100,000, and you see that number, $100,000 better than the baseline. So what does the city get? The city gets the $400,000 baseline of TOT. The city gets a 50% share of the incremental TOT over that $500,000. So we get $50,000. And then the hotel gets a rebate of $50,000 that first year. And then in the second year, they would have to perform again and exceed that baseline again. And they would be rebated 50% of that number that they overachieve on that baseline. And hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Tried to simplify the explanation as much as I can. I won't be surprised if I have a question on it. So other considerations. Morgan Hill, quite candidly, we're losing hotel development to San Jose and to Gilroy. We know it, we see it happening. The hotel incentive program supports both existing and new hotels, and that was done deliberately. Our boutique hotel in downtown does not qualify for the hotel improvement program, incentive program, I'm sorry. And the Evergreen Village Hotel may not qualify for the hotel incentive program either, because many of their offsites have already been completed. Very low scale independent hotels may transition to housing. We've been in communication with Sacramento County and the folks at Destination Home who run Project Home Key. And we are in communication with them, with our housing department, looking at hotels that may qualify for Project Home Key, that may qualify to be transitioned to long-term, very affordable housing. And then city staff, part of our lodging objective is to work with VRBO to collect TOT. We already collect TOT from Airbnb, but we don't have an agreement with VRBO. So that's part of our work plan. And I think with that, I'm done with my presentation.